All right.
You're looking good, bro.
I was gonna say I was gonna say it's time for the training, but we've been training.
Yeah, we have been training.
We've been training. We've been training.
Okay. So here we go. So what are we going to be talking about today? The Blue Zone. What is the Blue Zone? It is massive sponsoring, and it's 11th through the 20th of the month. And here's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about follow up and follow through. Follow up and follow through. So what was the white zone, Kelly?
Showing the plan, getting people in the pipeline.
Yes. Now, here's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be following up and following through with these folks and getting them started. So it's going to be massive three-way validation calls with your experts. Oh, here we go. T. Gray, say something.
Something. Something.
Here we go. Take a look at this. Look at this.
So I just want to show everybody where the training is going to come from today. Where this training is coming from. Let's see.
How old is that book?
Let me see. Hold on. First of all, let me.
How old is that journal?
Let me change it to. Hold on a second. Okay, cool. There we go. This journal, this one is start date April 24, 2005.
Wow.
April 24, 2005.
It doesn't change, folks.
It doesn't change. And this part right here, you're going to see this today.
Yes.
You're going to see this today because it doesn't change. It does not change. I'm gonna keep it open to this page because there's plenty of stuff on this page that you guys need to hear today. But look at this. I'm trying to figure out how this works. Zoom is making all sorts of cool things. You can do desk view camera now.
Oh, wow.
So that's pretty wild. And there's just so much stuff in there. You see this here, SIBs. Okay, see it big, keep it simple. Right. So this is where this is going to come from today. Mark, go ahead, take us through it. I just was trying to test this out.
Good deal. All right. So we're going to be doing massive three-way validation calls with your experts. Get your prospects off the fence and into the system. And there is a system, folks, and you are seeing the system, and it has not changed in 20 years. So launch your new team members and get them some immediate results. So how do we get started? Follow up and follow through. T. Gray, take it away.
Yeah. So follow up and follow through is where it's at. So remember, white zone. What did we do in the white zone? What did we do in the white zone?
Oh, Dr. Latrice got it. Massive exposure.
There it is. Massive exposure. Massive exposure. Monica from Budapest, she had it too. Massive exposure. Right. So we exposed lots of people. Did everyone sign up when we exposed them? No. Right. And everybody did not sign up. Nobody has 100% sign up. Right. So we're going to talk to you today. We're going to show you what to do with those people so you can improve your sign up participation ratio. Okay. And that's called follow up and follow through. The adage is as old as all of us. The fortune is in the follow up. And we're going to talk about that today. Sidebar. Want to just say a big no thank you to those of you who are trying to make me feel old. So Dan Hayes puts in the chat here that he was 5 months old when I started this journal. Dan, your back office is being shut off as we speak. Doris Lopez says this journal is as old as her child.
Oh my God.
Okay. So I'm not sure I really like where this is going. Saj,
Age,
my
folks.
bro, he's in you too, Saj? He says he was in kindergarten. All right.
It's seasoned, not old,
Yeah.
as Dr. Latrice says.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. There you
Okay. Woo.
go. All right. So why do you need to follow up with people? Because they
Address
don't
areas of concern. You know, I think people generally, because network marketing and multi-level marketing may have not worked for them in the past, they automatically think it won't work for them in the future because they're confused and they don't realize that it didn't work for them because they didn't work. But if you follow up and follow through and you can address some areas of concern, you can kind of use stories, which is what we love to share with people. Use stories on people that have actually succeeded, right? And I think when one of the biggest concerns that I find, guys, is people have a fear of they think they can't do it. So when you let them know that you're going to carry them, and then you're going to teach them how to crawl, you're going to teach them how to walk, and then you're going to run together. That is a big area of concern that you can easily fix because we lock elbows, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And so, you know, when you follow up and you address those concerns, that's how you get people to sign up. You got to answer the questions. You got to remove the obstacles.
Yeah.
Right.
And remember, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth.
There you go.
2 ears and 1 mouth, which means if you listen, you'll hear the areas of concern instead of trying to talk over them and convince people to do what we do. We don't have to convince people. Once they get the true vision of this company, they're in. So when we can listen, we can address those areas of concern, then we can enroll them, right?
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Book a meeting from a meeting. Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Who knows what BAM FAM stands for? We've been teaching it over the past few weeks. What does BAM FAM stand for? What does BAM FAM stand for? That's right, Yaz. Yaz Ove. She says, the age of your journal, T. Gray, only proves the fact that the system works. Amen, sister. Yes.
It's
Book a meeting from a meeting.
That's truth. That is truth right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've got all my journals.
Yeah.
I've got journals older than his.
Wow.
Absolutely. Just facts, because you started before me.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. All right. So this is why you follow up. Okay. So I'm going to read some things from the journal. Okay. Here. It says here in this part here in the journal. Hold on. You don't have to change it. You don't have to stop sharing, Mark. I'm just going to go to the journal view. So it says right here in the journal, let me move the keyboard out the way. Okay. Right here in the section here, putting people in process. It says, I'm going to put a new star there. Many people drop the ball by not following up with good process. Right?
Yeah. We're going to teach you guys this process today.
So this is where people fail because they don't go back. They don't follow up. Right. So let's go to the next slide and start working through this whole follow-up thing.
Okay.
This is so true. We had a young man that was at one of our home meetings earlier this week and then came to the one that we had last night and is coming on today because he had a second look. Actually, it was a third look, I believe, for him. But by saying that's just a fact right there. Most people get started after an average of 5 follow-ups. I joined in 13 minutes from an I Decide. Okay, can I just put that out there? And that was when you could sign up with the I Decide. So then I called the person, Sandy Aki, that sent me that video by email. And I said, now what? And she said, now we talk about where you want to get in. But this company made it so simple. I was already in, but I didn't need the follow-up. But you know what? I was looking, right? So knowing that most people get started after an average of 5 follow-ups, what does that mean? Call them and invite them to the next meeting. The big mistake I made when I first came aboard, because I had 0 experience in network marketing, I thought everyone was going to do what I did.
Mm-hmm.
And so I failed in doing follow-ups.
But you know what though, Kelly, still you're giving trainings through your testimony. Your story, all your stories are trainings, right?
Mhm.
So you signed up right away because you said why? Because I was looking, right? Folks, write this down in your notes. You're looking for people who are looking. You're looking for people who are looking, right? And that's why you put a lot of people in process so that you can find the ones who are looking. So you're looking for the ones who are looking. And then Kelly, let me ask you a question. What is your background?
I have my MBA in international business. I'm a financial analyst by trade. However, I was always entrepreneurial. So I had a dance studio, a restaurant, all at the same time while working for the federal government and being a real estate investor. So I have a lot of things, obviously, right? I was looking and couldn't find what I needed, which was, remember my story, to make 30 grand a month to take care of my son. So, and I always tell people, I'm everywhere out there. I'm very average. People have issues that they need help with. And so it doesn't matter what we do or what we've done. If we're looking, right? Right. I mean, and that 44% of people quit after their first no. Why? Why would you quit a business that's going to give you financial freedom because one person, probably somebody that you really love, says no to you? Because, I mean, I came home with a business and my husband, who set financially, said, I don't want to have anything to do with that. I was like, fine, I'll do it myself. And I did. And today he respects me for that. So I'm very passionate about this company, as you guys can see. Please don't quit after your first no. Don't quit after 100 no's. If Edison quit after 9,999 no's, we would not have the light bulb.
Well, I'm going to say this. So how many of you wish you had Diamond Kelly in your business, right? She's here because somebody said, hey, you need to take a look at this, right? I'm setting you guys up to read from my journal. So I shall read from this section right here, okay? It says, and tell me if this ain't true about Diamond Kelly. Recruit the best and they'll get the rest. All right, so you guys want to write this down. And it says, hold this head, a big man's no, also a big woman's no, means the same as a little man's no, but his yes means a whole lot more. So Kelly's yes was worth the yes of probably about 20, other people, right? So it's for those of you who might have been intimidated to speak to a Kelly, let's break through that, right? Because when a person of that caliber says yes, it means a lot more because they have more influence and they have more business discipline. That's how do you get to be an MBA, financial advisor, analyst, multiple businesses, et cetera? That's a lot of discipline. That's a person who knows how to get things done. That's a person who knows how to not quit when things are difficult. That's a person who knows how to figure things out. That's a person who knows how to use resources. That's a person who knows how to learn. That's a person who can learn new tricks and implement them quickly. So this is helping you to think about who you want to get on your team, right? Back in the day, somebody brought on Mark Kithcart. Mark, are you an MBA? You have an MBA also? Am I correct on that?
Yes. Yep.
Right. I'm not saying you got to go after MBA people, because sometimes the people who have all that learning are the worst, right? But he's also one of those extremely highly entrepreneurial, hardworking individuals who makes things happen. So whoever recruited him, they recruited basically a bomb that exploded goodness all over their business, right? So it says here, don't prejudge, pre-qualify. Don't prejudge. Don't say, oh, Kelly's already making a bunch of money. She's got a bunch of businesses. She doesn't want to hear about this. Don't prejudge, pre-qualify. If you pre-qualify, prejudge, that was prejudging. I just gave you an example of. Pre-qualifying says, you know what? She understands business. She knows how to make things happen. She's a go-getter. If she does do this, it'll be amazing. The worst thing that she could say is, no, you have not because you asked not, okay? So check this out. You ready for it? Kelly, you're gonna love this next note. It says, start your list with the most workaholic, successful people that you know.
I love that.
The four
'Cause that's
checker.
the opposite of what we do.
Yeah. Start your list with the most workaholic, successful people that you know. Boom. And that's why somebody enrolled a Mark Kithcart. That's why somebody enrolled a Desi Lipova. That's why somebody enrolled an Avinash Nagama. That's why someone enrolled a David Hunt. That's why somebody enrolled a Daniel and Talita Camaro. You listen to Daniel's story, that boy knew how to work. He's a worker. There's one thing, if there's one thing that Daniel Camaro is going to do, he is going to work. He is not a player. That's why somebody enrolled a Cesar Munoz. He is one of the most hardest working, industrious people you will find on God's planet. These are not people, I'll tell you one thing about your diamonds. You know, if you get a chance to hear Luis Ventura's story, if you get a chance to hear Fernando Vera's story, what they all have in common is they know how to work. They know how to go get it. And maybe some of you guys are getting stuck in your business because you're building a list of C players.
Yeah.
But here it says, build your list, pre-qualify, not prejudge, A's, B's, and C's. How many of you think that these Diamond, Tommy and Lindsey Johnson, how many of you think that these folks, Diamonds, Clarkey and Neens, Sandy Harris, how many of you think that these are all on your A list? And it's A is not defined by what their profession is. A is defined by who they are and how they are. You don't have to have an MBA. You don't have to be a financial analyst. Who do you know that's a go-getter? Is that person on your list? Do all the go-getters in your circle know about this opportunity? So, but that said, as it says on the screen, you have to follow up. You did the work to make the initial exposure. Now stay in the game and follow it through. You got to follow up, because I said this in the office yesterday and it led to a whole conversation. Mark and I just entertained the hell out of May yesterday. But when we got to this slide, we said, any bad child knows that no is just the beginning of the sale.
And you are a salesman, Tigre.
And I was a bad child.
That was good. That was good.
Oh man, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So what does no mean?
Not yet.
Yeah, it
No
does.
means not yet. No means not right now. No means I understand everything
right.
that I need to understand in order to get in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No does not mean stop.
That's right. I remember in one of our trainings a couple of years back, this is what really stuck with me in a big way. Put hash marks on a page and try and get 100 no's in a row. It'll never happen. Every time you get a yes, you start back at number one. So that's a pretty fun thing. I love doing that. I get a lot of no's, you guys, okay, because I go through a lot of people. But those hash marks will never reach 100. So how difficult is it, right? Just keep looking for the yes.
Yeah. Edgar Lohman says, not enough information.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no,
And again,
that's good. That's
you
good.
keep people in process.
Yeah.
So a no means not right now. So you expose them to the business again and again and again and again in various different ways. And one of those ways is going to be the right way.
Right.
That's
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So
and
you gotta
and
keep
Mark, on that note, if you're giving them again and again and again and again and again, guess what they see? Commitment and consistency on your behalf, and they believe in what you're doing, that you're not going anywhere.
That's it. Cool. So
Okay.
how do we expose that? And I know you, Kelly, you've been doing these BÜM and good parties, and they are working. And you know what? I think that face-to-face is the best way to expose someone. A one-on-one, a good party, a big team meeting, they just get a sense of who you are and what you're about. And you can't do that. You can do it through a Zoom, but it's a lot harder to do it through a Zoom.
It is a lot harder. It's so much easier to be in person. So if you're within driving radius of your prospects or your teams, help your teams out by being there to assist, but go and meet with people over coffee or whatever, because when someone can look you in the eyes and hear your story and see what you're doing, and that you're totally committed, that I think is the number one selling point.
Yep, absolutely. Major, major, major. So we want you guys to think of this like baseball, right? And I'm just gonna do this for a second. That's this, right? Here we are. We're still talking about the same thing, moving people through the process or around the bases. And for those of you who don't understand American baseball, the objective is to move people around the bases to bring them home, back to home plate, right? And so, you know, you have your exposure list and kind of think of it as an exposure menu. What do you have? What do you have to work with? What do you have to work with? You have your I decide, right? And you keep getting refreshed and they keep getting better. Mark, God bless you, man. You put together these I decides. We got an I decide for Ibüümerang. We got an I decide for Elevate, right? I mean, they are phenomenal, and they're both in multiple languages. And I decide is an incredible presentation format, because what it does is it allows the person to move through the presentation in the way that they would like to receive the information. So it stops at several points and says, what do you want to learn about next? Which is a little bit different than our normal presentation format, where they have to learn about it in the order that we're going. But for some people, the money might be most important. They want to hear about the money first and then hear about the products. So some people, they want to hear about the products first. Some people want to hear about the leadership. Some people don't care about the leadership. But with I decide, they decide how to view the presentation. It's also interactive. They can't zone out, because it gets to places in the presentation where it asks them for their interaction, and it will wait for them until they do. So if they're watching it and their kid comes in to the office, their bedroom or wherever it is, they're watching the presentation and totally distracts them, the presentation just stops and waits for them. And it's playing music. And they're going to come back and they'll be like, what is that music? And we need, oh, it's this thing here. I need to scratch the screen, or I need to make a choice. And then they're back into the presentation. Okay. So, and then it communicates with you. It tells you, Mary just started watching your presentation. And then it tells you, Mary just finished watching your presentation. And here's what Mary chose. She said, I want to be in, I want to be a customer, or I want to get more information. Okay. And if they want to be in, they can go ahead and sign up like Kelly did. Right. Or if they want to be a customer, they can go ahead and become your customer. Okay. So iDecide is a powerful tool. Your new people, if they're going to use iDecide, they have to click on it in their back office. That's what actually sets up your iDecide. Okay. So iDecide is there. One-on-ones, face-to-face. These are, you got your whole face-to-face section here. One-on-one, right? That's meeting somebody at your home, their home, coffee shop, park bench, whatever, right? Good parties, BÜM parties. These are your home parties. These are your home meetings. Big team meetings. Been seeing those coming out of the teams in Indianapolis with Presidential Diamond, Darren Gibson, doing big team opportunity meetings with Black Diamond, Desi Lipova, doing big team opportunity meetings. I've seen Diamond Jason Solomon there as well, right? They're getting people face to face. And then, like Diamond Tierra said in the chat a little while ago, people they vibe off of that energy. They vibe off of that energy. Presidential Diamond, Darren Gibson, let me help you. I saw what you just put in the chat. Talk to me, because what I've been doing is I've been seeing these things happen, and I'm partnering with diamonds to pour gasoline on the fire. I'm looking for ways to make it more impactful, to help you guys make it bigger. So let's partner, bro. Let's partner. He said, and you know what he said here? He said, skin to skin built him, face to face, right? He was not built in this industry through electronic presentation. It was through face to face. So were we, right? Your best ones. That's how we came through. So then you have your conference calls, and then you have your Zoom presentations, and you have your BÜM TV presentations. All of these are vehicles that will work to help you build your business. So when you have this baseball diamond, if we could put it back up for a second, here's what happens. First base is a first exposure. Maybe you sent Kelly and iDecide, and you hit a home run because she saw it and she said, I'm in, right? Maybe you sent it to someone else. Maybe you sent it to Sharon and she said, I've got questions. So now what do you do next? Second exposure, three-way call, right? Three-way call. So you say you're working with your upline, your sponsor, your sponsor, your upline Sapphire, your upline Ruby, your upline Emerald, maybe your upline Diamond, and you're doing now a three-way call. Now let me help you guys with this. Maybe Sharon's question is she's not sure she can learn to trade. Trading makes her a little nervous. I don't know. It sounds good to me, but I don't know about this trading thing. I'm not that good with numbers, whatever. Okay, well, no problem. I tell you what, let me put you on the phone with, and let's suppose Kelly is your upline. Let me put you on the phone with Kelly. So you get on the phone with Kelly. And hey, Kelly, and we'll do another training, teach you how to properly set up a three-way call. But Kelly, I'm getting you on the phone with my good friend Sharon here. Sharon does X, Y, and Z, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Already edified you. She knows that you're one of the top performers in the company. And you're one of the top lady leaders in the industry. And wanted you to just talk with her a little bit about trading, right? Because I know you weren't always a trader. I know you learned to trade recently. Could you share with her about your trading journey? Was it difficult, et cetera, and what kind of results you're getting?
Sure. Actually, how are you? Nice to meet you. Yeah. Do you want me to tell you how I would answer that, Tigray, or just?
Yeah, go ahead. Absolutely.
Okay. So, I have a lot of practice with that because Sandy Aki and I work very closely together. What we do is, what I'll say is, do you have kids? You know, get to know them a little bit real quick. And then I'll say, my experience is pretty unique. I actually do have an advanced degree in the world of finance, but yet never heard of Forex trading before this company brought it to fruition in April 2021. I was selected as a participant in the pilot program, and I was feeling so lucky and blessed that I was selected that I knew that I had to grab this and run with it. So for 4 weeks, 2 hours a week, we studied and learned how to become Forex traders. And guess what? I won for the biggest earner in that platform. Can you believe it? And not only did I learn how to trade, but I was the oldest person in the group. So anybody can learn this. It doesn't take any level of skill. It's very exciting. It's fun. And today I am doing very, very well trading in my pajamas for 30 minutes every morning, 5 days a week.
There you go.
In your PJs.
In the PJs, right? Right?
I'm a jam girl.
And by the way, how many of you noticed what I did while Kelly was talking to my prospect? That's right, Dr. Latrice. I shut up. I was in silence, like David Romero said. I let her do it. I let her tell that story. Okay. So that's a second exposure now for Sharon. And Sharon says, okay, yeah, that sounds good. So Sharon, are you ready to get started? Well, you know, I still got to think about it. Still got to think about it. You guys want to know what to say to somebody who says they got to think about it? Here's what you say. What exactly do you need to think about? How much money you're going to make, or where you're going to spend it on? Right? What exactly do you need to think about? How much money you're going to make, or where you're going to spend it on? No, this is funny. Well, no, I just, you know, I'm just still trying to warm up to the trading concept. I tell you what, I got something for you. Okay, hold on a second. I'm sending you a link. I want you to watch this. I want you to watch this video, and then we'll talk some more. All right. So now we're going third exposure. I'm sending a video. What am I going to send her? I'm going to send her the Elevate I Decide and the Elevate Hype video. You see? So I'm moving her around the bases. And you know what? It's okay if I need a fourth exposure or fifth exposure. You know, maybe she needs to talk to some more people. You know, maybe she needs to talk to somebody else who's trading. Maybe she needs to talk to somebody else who's having success building the business. You see what I'm saying? Sandy actually just let me know, Sandy Aki, Emerald Sandy Aki, just let me know. It actually took 2 exposures to get Kelly in the game. The first exposure was she kind of gave her a verbal presentation or verbal exposure to the business, not a full presentation. Then she sent her an I Decide.
Only after I begged for it.
There you go. You see what I'm saying? So you want to make sure that you're moving people around the bases. Now, I'll tell you what, you want to know why some folks are not having the level of success that they want to have? It's in my journal. It's right here. Holton said, you guys ready for this? Holton said, keep 15 to 20 people in process at all times. Keep 15 to 20 people in the process of making a decision at all times.
Wow.
Well, everybody stop right now. Be totally honest with yourself. How many people do you really have in process right now? I'm not asking you to put it in the chat. I'm asking you to just be honest with you. How many people do you have in process right now? And if you only have maybe one person that you talked to recently or whatever, then you can't, it's a funnel, right? It's a funnel. Yeah, anybody here who use a funnel in the kitchen? You put a lot in and then it has a small hole at the bottom, right? So you can put a lot of people in and then a handful of people, small numbers of people are gonna come out the bottom. If you only put 1 or 2 in the funnel, then you probably not got nothing coming out. But if you always have 15 to 20 people in process moving around these bases, then guess what? You will always be sponsoring someone.
Mhm.
You will likely be sponsoring 2 to 5 people a month. And you don't have a clue of what your business will look like if you enroll 2 to 5 people every single month. Your business will blow your mind. If you, of course, if you put them through the right process too.
Mhm.
So in my notes here, it says your objective is to get 15 people on first base. You want to always have 15 people, 15 to 20 people standing on first base. And you're moving them around. You're pulling them off of first base and moving them around, trying to bring them home. Okay. You guys have anything you want to add to that?
I do.
Go for it.
So that first exposure, like Sandy said, that she did a first exposure and then sent me the I decide. That first exposure was so short, but so powerful that it was on my mind. I was in Hawaii with her at the time. Then when I came back, I was like, hey, are you ever going to send me that information of that thing you want me to look at? Because you still haven't.
Mhm.
So that first exposure is really important, to use the right words and speaking the truth when you're meeting with these people.
Beautiful.
To
Excellent.
get them to the second exposure.
Yep.
And if you blow them out in the first exposure by talking too much, then they're never going to get to second base.
Oh, Kelly, dropping bombs. Did you hear that? Say it again, Kelly.
If you're going to blow them out of first base if you talk too much. You have to be specific with your words. You can't blow people out of, hey, you got to see this. Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. Yeah, no. Right?
Yep.
So less is more.
Diamond Tierra, he just backed you up in the chat here. He says, don't vomit all over the people.
That's right.
And you know why people do that? You know why people do that? They do that because, I mean, we've all done it, right? But we do that when we're not clear on what exactly it is we're selling at the moment. Everybody, hear this. You want to be clear on what you are selling in any given moment. So when that person is a prospect and you want them now to have that first exposure, and let's suppose that first exposure is you're going to send them the I decide, or you're going to send them a BÜM TV link. What are you selling at that moment? Let's see if anybody knows. Let's look at the chat. What are you selling? I got one says the opportunity. Yvette says myself. A few people put myself. Oh, that's good, Sophia. I'm going to come back to that a little bit later. Danny says I'm selling the I decide. Kenneth says I'm selling myself. Chair Coco says they're selling their dream. Dr. Latrice said they're selling their why. Christopher said we're sharing, not selling. Yeah, but don't be okay. Don't be worried about the word selling. That is the one skill that will make you the most money in your life, is the ability to sell and getting comfortable with the concept of selling. Nora says I'm selling a vision. David says I'm selling the pen. Cute. Joe says I'm selling a solution. Brima says I'm selling their need. Vita says I'm selling the opportunity and the solution. Okay. Diana, Ruth, and one other person I saw had the right answer. Danny, you guys have the right answer. Okay, we're going to stop now. Okay. Diana said, I'm selling the agreement to look at something. Ruth said, I'm selling a first look. And Danny says the I decide. That is exactly it. I want you to write this down. All you are selling in that moment is take a look. You're not selling any of those other things that anybody put in the chat. And by the way, that's okay. Don't feel bad about that. This is why we do it this way. It's interactive. We're having fun. We're doing this together. Okay. You are not selling their vision. You are not selling the opportunity. You are not selling a solution to the things that they need, problems in their life. You are selling, take a look.
Mhm.
And if you can keep that in your mind, then you won't talk so much. If I'm talking to Kelly and I want her to take a look and I keep talking, there's no reason for her to take a look. If I tell her everything, the more I tell her, the more she can decide to not take a look. So that's why our conversations that Mark and I were taught are really short, actually. I can be with you. You could be at a party at my house and be here for 2 hours. And I won't get into the details about everything. I'll say, hey, look, we're expanding a business right now. We're teaching people. People are learning a new skill that allows them to make money literally at will anywhere in the world. I'm working with some of the sharpest people in that particular industry. If I could make the information available to you, would you make it a priority to take a serious professional look at the information? I'm not just telling them how to take a look. I'm telling them how I want them to look. Would you make it a priority to take a serious professional look at the information if I could make it available to you? Yes. Yes, I will do that. Okay, great. I'm going to send you a link to a video. It will take you about 20 to 30 minutes to complete it. If I send you that, you're making a priority to watch it. Change my word just a little bit, but I'm still keeping priority in there. Yes, great. Okay, well, if I send you this link, when are you going to watch it? Now, mind you, keep a yes count. How many times has the person said yes already? It's 2. I got 2 yeses. If I make this information available to you, would you make it a priority to take a serious professional look? Yes. Okay, I'm sending you this link to this video. It's going to take you 20 to 30 minutes to consume it. You're going to make it a priority to watch it? Yes. Great. When are you going to watch it? Well, not tonight, T. Gray, because you got me over here, drinking and smoking cigars with you. So I'll do it tomorrow afternoon. Okay, great. Fantastic. What time do you think that's going to be? By the way, that I'll do it tomorrow afternoon is the 3rd yes. So what time? Okay, cool. Tomorrow afternoon's cool, right? You gotta learn how to have this conversationally, not like you drilling them. Okay, cool. Tomorrow's good. What time do you think that's going to be? Oh, we got church in the morning. We got family coming over. It'll probably be like 4, maybe 5. Okay, good. 4 or 5. All right. Well, listen, let's assume 5. And by the way, that was the 4th yes, right? When they said they gave me a specific time, that's the 4th yes. Okay. All right. Well, let's assume 5 then. So 5 o'clock. It's going to take you 20, 30 minutes. Let's assume it takes you 30 minutes and you get interrupted. If I call you at 5:45, you'll be done, right? Yeah. 5th yes. Great. Okay. Well, then put me in your calendar. Pull your phone out. Put me in your calendar. 5:45 tomorrow. I'm going to call you to find out what you think about this information. Cool? Yes. That's 6. Great. Okay. Hold on. Let me send you this link right now. So after 6 yeses, I'm now finally sending them a link. This is why my watch ratio, because at this point in time, all I'm selling is, look what I'm selling. My whole sales pitch is geared to, you gonna watch this? You gonna watch this? Right? And now we got an appointment to talk about after you watch it. And I'm gonna send the link right then and there so that Kelly cannot tell me she didn't get the link. Because when I sent her a link, I'm like, you got it? Great. All right, let's get back to the party. We're done. I'm not telling her no stories about anything else. Because now I'm selling something else if I start doing that. I've sold, take a look. She's bought, take a look. We're done. Until we talk at 5:45 tomorrow. Got it?
Yep.
Some of you guys are asking to do it again. Nope. Watch the replay. Lady C, I know you got to go. No problem. Make sure you watch the replay of this to get the rest. Okay? Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, and let the tools do the work for you. Okay. So, some of you, it's somebody close to you, and you just borrowed $20 from them last week. Let the tools do the work for you. Okay. Yeah, we've got iDecides, one-on-ones, good parties, big team meetings, conference calls, and video conferences, and BÜM TV. Let the tools do the work.
Man, listen. Mark just dropped a major secret of success on you. Let the tools do the work, because, and he told you why. I don't know if you even caught it. He told you why. He said, because you're too close to these people. They know your stuff. So going back to this journal here.
They know your business.
They know your business. Right? They know when you were drunk with some underwear on your head, when you were in college roommates together.
You did not need to go there.
But you want to know what? That was exactly the joke Holton used when he did this training this day. That's what he said. So they remember that. So they can't listen to you. It says here, it says, it's hard to be a king in your own kingdom. Put your friends and family on three ways. Use the tools. That's what Mark just said. Some of you guys are having difficulty because you're trying to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ego.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right, we go to the next slide.
Okay. This is cool. Kelly, you are knocking it out of the park. You are doing BÜM and good parties every single week. And I love it. And this is how you do it, folks. It's got to be face to face. So what are you doing? How often are you doing these good and BÜM parties?
3 to 4 times a week.
Okay. And who are you doing them for?
Mostly Ruth Strode and Vilma Everett. And then Ruthie has a brand new team. If you see the middle picture there, that's a team. Get this. This was such a fun meeting. That's a team of top salespeople that are #1 in their company, and they're all movers and shakers. And that room was full of reds. Do you think that was fun? Can I share my closing line?
Yes, you can share.
You all, I said, let me ask you guys a question here. You all know Julie, right? She's the hostess. She's brand new in our company. She already has sponsored several of these amazing people and looking at having some real fun here. But I said, you all know Julie, right? And they said, yeah. I said, well, I don't know Julie, but let me ask you guys a question. Do you think she's going to blow this out of the water? And they said, yeah, she's #1 in our company. I said, so would you rather be on her team right away, or are you going to wait until she gets hundreds of people signed up in her platform? And so when you're dealing with people that are red personalities, that are great already at what they do, and they make high 6-figure incomes, that doesn't mean they're not looking. They're looking. They're working a job, you guys. They don't want to do that. They want to be part of a team that's movers and shakers just like them. So very successful BÜM parties. We're having a huge success. Ruthie did one with the 3 20-year-olds. And remember I said earlier, we popped Darren's video on, Presidential Diamond Darren Gibson's video. 2 out of 3 are already coming on board, and the third one is going to be, I can guarantee it.
This is what you were talking about right here.
That's right.
Right?
Leveraging, so important, T. Gray. You taught this in boot camp, in a flight school not very long ago.
Yep. I mean, you
works.
just taught it today.
Yep.
You just taught it today, because if you would just say that thing again you said about the person. How many of you think so-and-so?
How many of you think Julie's going to blow this out of the water? And every single one of them, and I think she invited 15 and 13 showed up.
Oh, wow.
Every single one of them said, yeah.
Yeah. And you know, it's a testament to who she is, because they know that she is going to be successful in any endeavor that she does.
That's right.
Cool.
And then, of course, I said, if I were you, I would text her right now and say, get me in first. And you could see them grabbing their cell phones. And she was sitting right there.
Yeah. Golly. That's good. That is so good.
Hey, Mark, people are eating this up. I'm watching the chat, and people are, they got this. This is now spawning questions.
Yeah.
How do I, what do I do? Whatever. So I just created a new email. Okay. Building questions at iboomerang.com. I'm putting it in both chats. Okay. Because we're not going to be able to go back through these chats and get these questions. So if you have building questions, just send an email to buildingquestions@iboomerang.com. We'll see it, and we will make this the topic of future flight schools and Instagram lives. We may take some of these questions and go on Instagram live and answer one of these questions for you. Okay. But building questions at iboomerang.com. So that'll be a repository. Mark, remind me to make that email forward to you and me so that we can have that. But you guys are eating this up. This is good. This is really good. Kelly, this makes my heart jump when I see this. It just takes me back to the good old days.
It's so good. And I just was in my mind, I just remembered this week, we do 4 exposures. One of them is at an Indian reservation with a team of family from the reservation, and they use their tribal hall, and we go there and we do a weekly meeting there as well. And it's just exciting, you guys. It's so fun to get to meet all these new people face to face. It's really, really a good thing. It's warm and fuzzy.
Yeah. For sure. All right.
All right. So professionals work by calendar. Just notice that everything is scheduled. Notice that everything is scheduled, right? So even like when I was showing you guys what to do after you send a person the link, and they said, and the 6th yes was, okay, great. You're gonna watch it at 5:45. You should be done, right? So let's put me on your calendar. I'm going to call you at 5:45 to get your thoughts on the video, right? Why do we do that? Professionals work by calendar. That's when people know you're serious. That's when people know you're serious and that you're professional. You put it on the calendar, and you tell them to put it on their calendar, and you stand there and you say, go ahead, put it on your calendar. Right? So professionals work by calendar. Use your calendar. And what happens, I was talking to Dr. Latrice, and I said, you create your own work when you do this, because in the beginning, what happens is you're making phone calls to get people into the pipeline, right? And then you start talking to people, and now your calendar gets filled up with these follow-up conversations for people who have watched your video or supposed to have watched your video or done whatever, right? Or meet you for a one-on-one or come to a live meeting that's being done, et cetera, et cetera. All right. And then the next calendar appointment is going to be, that comes out of that, are people who get started. Now you got to help them get started. You got people who need another exposure. You got calendar appointments for those, right? Follow-ups, et cetera. So eventually what happens is your calendar gets full and you become extremely busy building your business and doing the right things.
Good deal.
Right.
Yeah, nice. All right. Keys to effective follow-up: stories. Facts tell, stories sell. So there are 3 stories that you should be telling: your upline story, your story, and your success team story.
Oh, you got that journal out. I see you. I'm sitting here like, yes. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I love it,
So,
bro.
so let me, I've written this down. So I wrote this down, and Mr. Bugs said, write this down, write down your upline story. And here's my upline story. I met this guy, Joe Carpenter. He just got laid off from his corporate job in business development. He got to work in this business, and now he makes more money than what he did in his corporate job. And the best part is he helped me retire from my job in corporate America. I've got a question for you. Who is helping you? Mic drop.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, always end with a question, folks. Always end with a question.
Always end with a question. Mark, that was like 60 seconds, but it's a training, right? And I'm call out the biggest training that you just gave. You wrote it down.
I did.
You were coached from stage. Write this down, and you did it. And then you actually went and you did it. Oh, I freaking love it.
Yeah.
I hope people are getting this. I mean, Emerald
That's
Carolyn
why
Johnson
it's so
says,
successful. That's why you implement immediately. Implement immediately. Take action.
immediately. Oh my God, Mark Big. Emerald Carolyn Johnson says, high level training this morning from the best. And what is the cost? A couple of hours of your time with no travel, no gas, no parking, no entry fee. Does it get any better? Carolyn, maybe that's why we don't have everybody on flight school, because it's free. I don't know. Anyway, but Mark, strong. What do we got next?
Yeah, leverage, timing, and positioning. Yeah.
We did that one.
All right. Keys to effective follow-up: 3-way calls, third-party validation, senior partner support, team member social proof. And I did put an IGO testimony and a testimony that we just saw today on travel and trade. So,
folks, here's what you got to realize. Let's expand your thoughts of, and you know who I got this from? Holton. So Holton does these 3-way calls there, and I'm gonna call them stealth 3-way calls. because he's Holton, he knows that if he calls Kelly, if he calls David, if he calls Tommy, if he calls Luis, if he calls Daniel, they're gonna pick up when they see Holton Bugs on his phone. I mean, if he calls any of us, when we see Holton Bugs on the phone, we literally like get up from tables, walk out of restaurants, pick up and talk to Holton, right? So he can do this. Maybe everybody can't necessarily do it the way Holton is doing it, but he will call for on-the-spot testimonies. He'll call Kelly because he's on the phone with somebody who he's talking to about Ibüümerang. He's talking to him about Elevate. They don't believe, they need some third-party validation about what trading is like. And he might call Kelly, hey, Kelly, it's Holton, man. What's happening? How you doing? And she's like, and he'll have you on speaker. Won't even tell you it's a 3-way call. And he'll just say, so how's your trading going? And now Kelly starts going, oh yeah, I just made $5,000 on a flight and blah, blah, blah. Oh, wait, he did it to all of us. Remember December when he did that training on flight school? And he called his friend, you and I know who it is, Mark.
Yeah, Lisa Grossman.
Mhm.
I don't know if you want to say who it was. But anyway, he calls Lisa. He didn't even tell Lisa that he was on flight school with hundreds of people listening.
And he asked how she was getting customers.
Tell me about customers. How many customers did you personally get? How many customers did your team get? That month, her team had gotten 17,000 new customers. Right? But that's a three-way call. So a three-way call isn't always tell somebody about how to build Ibüümerang and all the comp plan stuff. Sometimes that's what it is. Sometimes it's, hey, Daniel, Toledo, you guys just booked a trip. Did you use the iGo platform? Oh yeah, we did. And we had all these great choices and we found a 5-star hotel for Cesar's wedding. And we saved, how much did they save? They said it last week.
$1,000, over $1,000.
Well, we saved over $1,000. Okay, great. Thanks. Appreciate you guys. Well, three-way call. Right? So that's what we mean by team member social proof. Team member social proof. Okay.
All right. Anything else to add, Kelly?
Yeah, I love that. I remember when Mr. Bugs called me, and of course we do drop everything. So I was like, maybe I should change my name on my phone. But think about it. And if we can learn from the greatest of all time, hey, can you tell me a little bit about your trading experience? Because then the person that you're showing the presentation or whoever you're trying to talk to about the business, they don't feel like it's a setup.
Mm-hmm.
It makes total sense.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Cool. All right. Follow up. How long, T. Gray, did they follow up for?
So I said what I said in the office. You cracked up laughing.
I did.
But I need everybody to know that even though I'm funny, I don't have any original material. I'm going to read this from my notes right here. Right? And this note is from, oh man, this was a success seminar. I didn't put a date on the top though. Okay. Anyway, it says, they go out of process when they sign up, buy, or die. All right, okay.
Okay.
When they sign up as a business partner or a customer, they give you referrals or they tell you to stop.
Or die.
Or die. They don't need to tell you to die. When they die, right? But that's how when you follow up, somebody put in the chat and it scrolled up too far on Facebook. They said they used to not call them back because they didn't want to feel like they were bothering or pestering them. But after today's training, they realized they need to follow up.
You definitely do.
Yeah.
100%.
You're a marketing professional, right? How many times does in general advertising and marketing, how many times does a person have to on average have to see a message before they even realize that they've seen it?
So it was 7 times. It was 7 times. Now it's up to 13 times. And now I think that if you're in front of them consistently, you just need to stay in front of them consistently and just keep pounding them and until they give up or buy or die.
Yeah. Diamond Tonise, you hit it right on the head. He said people are more distracted now. We have shorter attention spans because of the way information is always coming at us. I mean, just next time your spouse, your friend, or when your children is scrolling Instagram, just watch them. Watch how quickly we go from one thing to the next. Our brains have now been reprogrammed. we don't even see stuff. So understand, based on what Mark said, when you're driving down the freeway and you see a billboard and you actually read it, you've actually seen it 13 times, probably. And this is the first time that it's registered with you that you are seeing it, but you've seen it 13 times. Like back here in your subconscious. So this is why follow up is critical. And the people who fail, this is where they fail. They're timid, scared, don't want to feel like you're bothering nobody. In the hood, you know what they say, scared money don't make no money. Right? Holton taught us, remember what he taught us, Mark? You can't play not to lose. You got to play to win. Following up is playing to win. Okay? So here's what you need to do. Learn to do it in a classy way. Like I gave you a lot of verbiage, but what we also learned was to practice it. So I've practiced it over and over again. Now you can do it on your phone, set up a video, say it. That way you can look at your face. Make sure your face is not too hard. Your face is not too serious, intimidating. Listen to your voice. Listen to the words. Learn how to switch it up. Like when I'm asking people, when you're going to watch a video, I don't say, okay, so when you're going to watch it? I think I'll watch it tomorrow. Okay, what time is that? You know, you got to learn how to do it conversational style, whatever. It doesn't feel like an interrogation. So practice. As a matter of fact, look at the words here at the top of this. I don't know if you guys can see the top of this page. It's funny. It's so funny. I don't know. Can you see what it says here? What does it say right there underneath my finger?
Practice this.
Practice this. I wrote it in my notes. This is back in 2005, probably April. Practice this. Practice it, right? There's a lot of scripts on this page. And what do? We practiced it. Why did Mark write down his upline story? So we could practice it. And then that way, when it came time to do it, it could just roll off the tongue. He was relaxed. He wasn't stressed. He didn't sound like he was reading a script. So you want to follow up, but you want to practice your follow-up and have a plan. What's next?
What to do when they enroll.
Kelly?
This is crucial. So, and I learned from my big mistakes in the beginning, because I expected people to do what I did, and that didn't happen. So you have to teach them to do this because it's a brand new thing for them, right? So you want to say, let's start with a names list, and you learn to do 100 names, right? But the more the merrier. So when they make their names list, remember earlier in the call, we were talking about putting kind of like the people were afraid of at the top instead of the easy rollover people. But you always want to put the people that you want in your business first, right? So you teach them to do that, and then teach them how to get dual team qualified, because once they're making money, they're not going anywhere. And if they have people on the left, someone on the left and the right, they're dual team qualified. And you really want to do that as soon as possible. We teach people on our team to get people in the first 48. Get your two best people in front of me as soon as you can, one at a time or both at the same time, whatever you want to do. And then go out and get your 10 customers for CEO Circle. But we don't want to freak them out by saying 10 customers right off the bat. Let's start with 2, then get 2 more. Because once you get your first CEO, your first customer and elevate, for some reason, it's so much easier to get the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. So really, really help your new people get off on the right foot and take it seriously.
Yeah. Yeah. And if they say they don't have a list of 100 names, just tell them to go check their cell phone. There are 100 names 100+ names on their cell phone.
Easily. And who does your hair? Who's your dentist? Who's your doctor? Who do you go to at the bank?
Mm.
You can help people get their names list going because they don't automatically think like we do. You know, you have to learn to think like we do.
You got to guide them through. That's why the word sponsor is related to the word responsibility, right? So Kelly, when you start helping them make their list by jogging their memory, you're taking responsibility, right? You're not just telling people go make a list. You're like, okay, let me help you.
Right.
Who do you know? Who's this person? Who's that person?
That's
Who does this
right.
for you, right?
And the key ingredient is I will help you. Don't be afraid. I will help you.
Mm-hmm.
You bring your people to me and I will help you build your business.
That's it.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. This is good. This is a powerful training.
So this is the last slide.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, let's, you know, there's more we could say. We could go on with this, but we need to stop. We're a little bit over time today.
Yeah.
But there's lots of great stuff and there's so much more. And what I want to challenge everybody to do is just do it, but do it right away.
Yeah.
Make changes in, if what we taught today is a little bit different than the way you've been doing it, no problem. Remember, this is not coming from me. This is not coming from Mark. This ain't coming from Kelly. We all learned this from Holton Buggs, who, and we're not, and by the way, I know you guys hear us, we keep calling him the GOAT, industry icon, all that stuff. Listen, he earned all of that. We're not just saying that because we like him. We like him. He's a cool dude, right? But when we say all that about him, it's factual. It's not hype. It's like saying Michael Jordan, when you're talking about Michael Jordan, I mean, the statistics prove who he is. Well, Holton Buggs is the Michael Jordan of this industry because the statistics prove who he is. He made that money. He helped all those people make that money. He's sought after in the industry. People are calling him from different companies. He is that dude. So if this is different than the way you do it, my question is this: why would you do it your way one more time? Now that you've learned the way the GOAT does it, why would you go and do it? You would understand that if you go and you do it your way one more time, what you are saying is, yeah, but I still think my way is better. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So my challenge to you guys is this: we are deputized by Holton to teach you the system. And now it's your responsibility to take what you've learned and go do it. Right? Go do it. You might suck at first. It's okay. Keep doing it. You'll get better. Anything you do over and over again, consistently, you will get better at it.
Repetition.
Closing remarks from you guys?
No.
Get
Yeah.
back in the homes.
Yeah. So, yeah, guys, it's the same. It's a system that Mr. Buggs has set up and it works. Look at his results. So don't do it any other way. And just get out there and get people in process. So today, here's what I want you to do. Write down 100 names. Write down 100 names. So for those of you that are stuck, write down 100 names. And if more, if you've got them. But, and then start reaching out and start getting people exposed. Start today. Take action.
Amen.
There we go. Any closing remarks, Kelly?
Get back in the homes and, you know, remember our CEO literally went from rags to riches with this company platform and gave us an opportunity to go out and do the same. And so what drives me is fear of missing out. What if this went away? So I want to have the most impact on as many people as possible so that we always have Ibüümerang to share. So get back in the homes. That's what's working for us. And, you know, yeah, we don't get 300 people in a living room like you can get on a Zoom call, but we have a pretty good closing ratio. So just, you know, do what Mr. Bugs is training us to do, like Mark and T Great said, and always plug into Flight School and get to the next event.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. All right. Are we
Picture
ready?
time.
So excited to be here today. Thank you
Let's do
so
it.
much, you guys.
All right.
All right, everybody, get your screenshots ready. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right, and it's a wrap. Kelly, thank you so much for
Yes,
gracing
Kelly,
us.
thank you so much. And thank you for doing those home meetings. It's
Yeah.
just, it's
Absolutely,
just
it's
good
my
to get together
pleasure.
face to face. All right.
I'm going to start calling you Kelly, lead by
Have a good
example.
weekend. Build that list. Build that list.
Right, you got Kelly, lead by example, how home meetings, trading success, all, CEO circle, all that stuff, just doing it all. Love you and appreciate you. Thanks for being on here with us today.
Thank you. Love you guys. Bye, everyone. Aloha.